Hi honeys, welcome to my YouTube channel. Thank you for tuning in. It's been some time. So I'm back on YouTube, and I left the last video that I did for YouTube was in June. I think I published it in June, and then after that I didn't publish a video anymore, and the reason is because I needed to take care of something, and I just could not do YouTube. It was just impossible for me, or it was going to be very unreasonable for me to expect myself to do a YouTube video. So those kind of things do happen in life, and then once that had passed, then I did not have inspiration, and I also had a lot of excuses, and I'm about to say them now, and they sound silly before I even say them. The first one is that I've got black countertops, and I just think that if they were white, then my content would be more aesthetically pleasing. When I bought this house, I really liked the kitchen, but now look at me like criticizing my kitchen. But that's how the mind works sometimes. When we perceive something to be too hard, we come up with stupid excuses, like if I had a bigger house and a yard, then my content would be more popping, because I would be able to shoot content in the garden, those kind of things. But there are so many people that do their content in their apartment, and I watch them and I enjoy their content. So yeah, I had those kind of excuses, and the other day when I was in a shower, because shower moments, me and water, either when I'm washing the dishes or when I'm taking a shower, I reflect and I come up with some of my ideas come during that time. I was thinking about the concept of practice makes perfect, right? And the fact that when you wait for something or some conditions to be right, what you are doing is that you are depriving yourself of being better at something, and how that came about was that I recently I've been teaching myself to bake, and one of the things that I baked was a back bread, and I did it twice. The first time I baked it and then it burnt on top, and I was so disappointed, and I thought to myself, will I ever be a good baker? Will I ever be a good enough baker if things are happening like this? And then I baked it again, and this time around I knew that if I'm going to put it in the oven, I shouldn't put it just below the grills, those elements that turn orange when you light the oven. So I said I mustn't put it directly under that, because then it burns because the bread has chocolate, then it burns the chocolate easily. So I moved it to the side, and this time around it turned out well. So I thought to myself, the way I treat myself when it comes to the kitchen and baking is that it's as if I'm in the MasterChef kitchen, where if you don't get it the recipe right, if you don't do things right, then you become eliminated, So that's how I've been treating myself. But then I'm like, no man, that's not right, because baking and cooking is a skill. It's something that you practice and practice and practice, and then eventually you become better at it. So as I was thinking about it when I was in the shower, I'm like, but then this also applies to many other areas in life, including YouTube and videography, and content creation. The more you do it, the better you will become. That is what I was telling myself, and that's how I decided to come back on YouTube. Yes, so I think most of the times, sometimes when we start something, we don't realize the amount of work that goes behind it, and the amount of skill that goes behind the things that people do, because somebody has done it, it looks so easy, right? And when you do it and then it's like, oh my goodness, this thing is hard, then you're like, maybe I'm not meant for this. Maybe there's something wrong with me. Maybe there's something wrong with me being in this environment. If I was elsewhere, then I was gonna do better, But we don't realize that for people to be good at what they do is because they sharpen that skill all the time, you know. So yeah, I'm back on YouTube. I'm here to sharpen the videography skill, and yeah, I no longer expect that I will be perfect the first time, but I do expect that within 6 months I should see a difference in the way in which I do things, you know. Yeah, apart from even getting subscribers, but I know that I must produce quality before I can expect people to buy into the things that I do. Yeah, so that's how I am back on YouTube. And I also told myself that I'm not gonna start in January. I start now, like enough with the excuses, you know, because I actually do enjoy the YouTube space, right? So yeah, that's how I am back.